Hello everybody, it is I, You2Cool, back again, and today I'm going to be taking a look at Rusteze Racing Center Lightning McQueen. This is an item that, I know I say this a lot, but one that I've wanted for a while, and it's one of the most significant items that wasn't in my collection, so he's been on the chopping block for a while now. This is what McQueen looks like after he gets to the Rusteze Racing Center. And this is what he looks like for a majority of Cars 3's runtime. He looks like this when he disguises himself as Chester Whipplefilter, when he's exposed for disguising himself as Chester Whipplefilter, all the way up until he meets the Legends. And I never got this guy. Initially, he was exclusive to Target back in 2017. All Rusteze Racing Center merch actually was, and conversely, every item that was exclusive to Target had the sort of gold foil design similar to what he sports on the diecast. At least I think, because I know he was in an 11 pack with another McQueen, and I think that was the one that gave us Rev and Go Racer and Todd Marcus. And I think the next gen pack was exclusive to Target as well, and that one I think also had the gold pattern. So yeah, Rusteze Racing Center McQueen, again, is a really cool McQueen design and what I've wanted to get for a while now, but he's just been out of reach. I've also been deliberating, do I want his China variant or his Thailand variant? Typically, I'm not picky about these things because, I don't really care about the country production variant, but I feel like for some cars, there is merit to getting both versions. Some of you may remember, but back in 2024, I managed to get my hands on, of all things, Sandy Rusteze Racing Center McQueen, which was exclusive to a 4-pack with him, Cruz, Checker Flag Luigi, and a Guido that came with a special Rusteze Racing Center tool cart, which didn't appear in the movie, but hey, gave us technically 4 cars exclusive to a pack, which is really cool. And this sort of gave me a good glimpse at what a China Rusteze Racing Center McQueen looked like. And I think it looks fine. But I kept looking at how the Thailand one looked versus the movie, and I think I prefer the Thailand version. I think it just does a better job of capturing the sort of foil look to it. And that's what I'm going to check out today. A friend of mine actually had a spare of the 2022 release, which was actually his last release ever. Yeah, Rusteze Racing Center McQueen hasn't come back since 2022, which is insane. It's also really funny because this is yet another item on the card back that we're still seeing today with items like, hold on, I have them out here. We're still seeing this card back style. Of course, it's getting phased out now with the new 20th card back, but it's really funny that I'm still stuck reviewing the Red Riders. That's the sort of coined fan term for it. This sort of red card. By the way, in case you're wondering, no, the Memo Rojas Super Chase thing isn't supposed to be there. I just customized my card backs because, I thought it'd be cute. I did this for Morgan and Flash Nielsen as well, so yeah, actually all of the new unboxed items my friend gave me are all from the last few years. Just items I missed out on while collecting from 2022 to now, so yeah. I hope you guys like this card back. We're not out of the woods yet with this one. So yeah, this is the original one with the sort of gray bit in the back to sort of differentiate the car from the card back, which for McQueen makes sense because he could kind of blend in. So yeah, Rusteze Racing Center McQueen. Again, a really prominent McQueen variant, and I'm already really excited to take a look at him. He already looked really good in the packaging. So let me flip it over and see what items were new to, or not new for this year, but like out this year. All right, we have the back. This is back when they were like cross-promoting with the Racing Sports Network YouTube channel, which was a Disney-created Cars channel, but unfortunately that's been since discontinued, I believe. So this logo doesn't appear anymore. I think it's stopped appearing around 2024. Yeah, around 2024 is when they stopped sharing this. So, and then the cars on the back were, there's only 5. Very interesting. Rusty's Cruz, I have that one. Rusteze Racing Center McQueen himself. Nice to see him here. We got Liability, who I got thanks to my friend Cars Ignite 95. APB, who I've had for a while, and Kurt with bug teeth, who I found, or no, someone like someone that was a friend of the family found this in their backyard, and I have it. I want to get a fresh copy since that one's pretty damaged, but it's really funny how I have all of these cars in vastly different ways. Like, none of the times I got the same way. That's pretty cool. Okay, on to opening it, and I want to point out there's actually like a bit of missing glue here. I guess that makes sense because this item's been in box since like 2022, maybe 2021. He was like in the early waves of 2022 that like didn't hit the US or something. I don't remember the exact story, but like it took us a while to get 2022 diecast. So, all right, I'm gonna open this guy and see what it's like. Oh yeah, fun fact. This is the Jackson Storm blister if you look closely enough, or at least this is a next gen blister. I think it might actually be like the Barry DePedal kind. It's really funny that regular Cars 3 McQueen can fit in here. It's pretty cool. Anyways, oh, this guy looks so sick. So yeah, this is what McQueen looks like again when he hits the Rusteze Racing Center. Actually, something interesting about this McQueen that I didn't realize for a while is that he's actually similar in design to the Rusteze McQueen we see at the start of the movie. Very creatively named, but I guess we were running out of names for McQueens, just like nice generic ones, so we were bound to get a Rusteze McQueen. But yeah, he's heavily inspired by the McQueen we see at the beginning of the movie, which is a really cool attention to detail since, of course, Ramon gives him the Cars 3 paint job, as it's known, which is the, you know, I guess hero look, as people call it internally. So yeah, this is sort of the evolution of McQueen throughout the movie. It is so weird having a new Cars 3 item right now. Because I actually did little reviews of my own for myself back in 2017. So this would have made child me extremely happy to have all these McQueens here all together. So yeah, this is what Rusteze Racing Center McQueen looks like. He has a really nice metallic finish. It's chrome. And so yeah, it makes sense that he would look like this and not like this because Ramon did this just on a whim, whereas this is what McQueen looked like. Presumably after Cars 2, right? Like around... He was still sporting his Cars 2-esque design around the... like 2014 to 2015 or so. So I would say around 2016 is when he probably looked like this. So it makes sense that Sterling, who had just bought Rusteze recently, would be using this more contemporary look to make this extra contemporary look. Man, Sterling. He's a bad guy, but like he's kind of funny. He's kind of an underrated character. Since they barely release him these days. So yeah, let's take a look at him by himself. His mouth, I think, is a little different. It's a lot more closed in, which I appreciate. Actually, wait, does... No, because I know On the Road McQueen has a smaller mouth. I was going to be like, wait, did they... Because this is a Neo... No. My original Cars 3 McQueen from China has a larger mouth. So this was a model. Like, this was a mold exclusive to Rusteze Racing Center McQueen. I really appreciate they did that. Because this is a completely, different McQueen from the other two. And it also helps make him a little more special. Again, he was a Target exclusive. So it makes sense that they want to go the extra mile to make him a little more distinct. Yeah, so I think the main downside is that the, eyelids aren't metallic, but I think the plus side is this eye plate doesn't look all that bad. In fact, I think it fixes a little bit one of the bigger issues with this McQueen being that the eyes are a little too big, or at least they look a little more proportional now. Let me pull in Cars 3 McQueen for good measure. I feel like they match Cars 3 McQueen's eyes a little more than the original does. A lot of Cars 3 items had like really massive beady eyes. It was especially distracting on the Cars 3 veterans. They look like children, which is weird. They just look really off. Okay, funny story. Back in my friend T2 Review Ty's Discord server, I once compared this guy to the Wendy's Baconator, wrap. Because that's just what it looks like to me. It just looks like that foil, like that tinfoil wrap you get at Wendy's when you're ordering a burger. And I think it does a good... I don't know. It looks exactly like that. especially with the Rusteze text. Man, Thailand just knocks it out of the park with their metallic diecast. Like, this is just super beautiful. Over here is his lightning bolt. Lightyear text, of course, and the 95. Oh, this is so clean. Like, this is such a clean McQueen design. This is, I feel like this guy kind of goes underappreciated, but I really hope they re-release him. Like, a new China version of this guy would go so hard. This is a really cool McQueen, and, he is the main McQueen we see throughout the movie, so, no contingency sponsors, of course. This is actually, technically, this isn't a paint job. This is a racing suit that gets, superheated onto McQueen by Sterling and crew. So this isn't a paint job. This is just like a wrap. They made a whole mini series about it where it's just like, what if the Radiator Springs characters got wrapped up in these like training suits? There's even a gag with Mater at the end where he gets covered in it, and it's just really funny. Would love to see that made as a diecast one day, but I don't think they would, just because metallic cars are typically not done as frequently. I think Jim Rover is like the exception to that rule, and of course Ramon, but like you kind of have to. My only complaint with Thailand cars is when it comes to metallic, they print it on, so there's a lot of corners like this that are just left chrome, unfortunately. But I think overall I am content that I have this Thailand variant. This is just a super cool item once again. I've been gushing about it for 11 minutes now. You could have finished an entire SpongeBob episode by the time I was done just raving about this guy. Here is a look at the base. And yes, he does have the base holes that were introduced around this time so that Mater variants could tow McQueen. I really appreciate that because some early McQueen slipped through the cracks. Like, I know I had a 2022 McQueen that came in a multi-pack that didn't have the tow holes, but I think at least for the main line, every single McQueen had the base holes after Road Repair McQueen got re-released, so that's pretty cool. Again, that expression. Here he is next to Cruz, just because I think this would look awesome. Yeah, this does go really hard. I don't think these two are ever in a 2-pack somehow. Like, that's crazy to think about. Because, again, this is what McQueen and Cruz look like for a majority of their screen time, so it's really crazy. The eye plate's really smooth. Like, I thought the China ones were, like, really smooth, but I think the Thailand eye plates are also still pretty smooth. No, that's a weird thing to be talking about now, but just thought it'd be worth pointing out. The only other thing I have to say is that I don't like that the rims aren't metallic, but they typically don't do that. It's very rare that they do. I know they did for Metallic Cars 3 McQueen, but I think that was the exception rather than the rule. I don't think they did that for any other cars in that era. So, again, overall, Rusty's Racing Center McQueen is a really solid McQueen design and a really solid item. Again, I'm just super grateful to have this guy. I'm a broken record. Hope you all enjoyed the review, and I shall see you all around. Bye-bye.